Guys, 100K has come with so many blessings, and I want to say thank you for all your wonderful love and support for making it possible. I thank you all. May the good Lord bless you wherever you are. And we have a cake that we are going to cut, but that is going to be tomorrow, not today. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Alenga Sise of Herbal Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please kindly consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Today we are starting on the construction of our new chicken house, and I want all of us to understand how you can construct the chicken house, because if the birds are so congested in that house, you realize that your performance will not be okay at all. So we are going to get inside and look at our new project and see the measurements, and I will tell you how many birds we are expecting to have in the new project. But honestly, this is a testament of hard work, resilience, consistency, and toil, if I can say, because we all know that in the beginning Alinga started this project and she totally went back to zero, but with the current 300 birds, at least it has given birth to the new project that we are starting today. So let's get inside and see the new project. See you right back. So guys, this is where we are constructing our chicken house from, and you realize that this will affect my local poultry, but I have nothing to do, because you all know that my main project here is the layers. So this is where we are going to have our project, and from the other end to here, this is where it is ending. This is 10 meters by 12 meters. 12 meters goes up to here. Let me show you. Okay, 12 meters will come up to right here. Okay, so this is 10 meters by 12 meters, and someone is going to ask how many birds will go inside here. I am considering 5 birds in 1 square meter. Okay, but let us agree that when these birds are so crowded, honestly, they do not perform well. So I would say that please, let us at least, at worst, we put 5 birds in 1 square meter. Let us really not overcrowd this birds, because we want so many number of birds. With these layers, anything small can affect their performance. That is why so many of you, your birds are not performing well. You realize that some of you, the houses are very crowded. So here I'm expecting 600 layers. Okay, in the beginning it might not be 600. I might bring like 630 or 640, but you know, with these birds anything can happen along the way. Just like we had 400 in the beginning, and currently we have around 320 or 24 birds. So here I'm expecting in this house to have 600 layers. But I know someone out there would say, Alinga, that is a very big house for these birds. But honestly, whether you go where and do research and read where, you realize that with the layers, at least you need 4 or 5 mature layers in 1 square meter. I don't know where the idea of 7 to 8 birds is coming from, but that is why most farms, their birds are not performing well. So you realize that when you're doing this house construction, make sure that you get qualified personnel to do for you the house construction, because the engineer I'm using, this is a very qualified engineer actually who did the construction for my main house. So he's the one who is doing the construction for this chicken house. And make sure that always the chicken house is flat, so that whenever you put the beddings there, at least it doesn't run to one side. That will keep the house very clean and very healthy. So that is what they are trying to do. If you can see, they are trying to look for the water level, and also they have tried to start making holes. We are going to start by making the holes and putting the poles, but this time I want to use bricks. I do not want to use the iron sheets, just like you see them. The old chicken house have used the iron sheets. This time I'm going to use the bricks. I'm not using blocks, I'm using the real bricks, because I realize they're even much more stronger. Why I'm not using the iron sheets, it's because you realize when you use the iron sheets, there's a way rats can get access. Under those iron sheets, they can get access and enter your chicken house. So this chicken house, I want it to be very perfect, in a way that rats will not go inside, and even no rodent. Actually, the materials I want to use here, you can even see the the poles that I bought this time. These are very strong poles, and by the way, they are expensive compared to the ones I had before. So I want to really this chicken house to be a very super standard chicken house that we shall all appreciate. And let us appreciate that the current flock has really made us or has given birth to this new project. So with this project, if you do it perfectly well, you realize that you will keep adding more birds with the money that you've got from the previous from the current farm. So that is what has happened. The money that is we are going to invest here is purely from our 300 birds. So you can see the 300 birds is going to give birth because we haven't yet brought the birds, or they haven't yet started laying. The day they start laying, that is when we shall now rejoice the more. That's when we shall say finally the 300 birds have given birth to the 600 birds. But that is my aim. I want to bring here 600 birds, and I promise that I'm going to bring for you all the details. So I'm going to bring for you all the details. Like I'm writing everything right here. Every day we are doing purchase. Anything that we are purchasing, I'm writing it right here, because I'm going to come here and tell you how many poles have entered here, how many bricks, how many bags of cement, everything, the labor, everything. I'm going to bring it here because someone out there really wants to know the exact amount of money you need to construct a chicken house for 600 layers. So that is what we are going to do today. And this is, as I said earlier, it is a journey of hard work, consistency, and toil, if I may say, because it was not. You've all been watching how I'm doing all this farm work. You must always be available in your farm. You must always observe biosecurity. You must always feed the birds well if you want these birds to perform and bring for you more other birds. So today I'm so happy because we have started on the construction. It will affect the local birds, but I'm also having another plan for my local birds, because ideally I don't want to lose the local birds. The turkeys are doing well. One has started laying. The ducks, almost all of them are starting to lay. The chicken are hatching every day. So I also don't want to lose the local birds, because personally my family is feeding on the local birds. Okay, I no longer go buy chicken in the market. At least every week, once or twice, I have something to slaughter from the local birds. So I have a very special program or plan for these local birds that I'll share with you later. So that is the good news that I have for you today. We have started on our construction, and we are going to go inside the chicken house, the main farm, and see. I've given them some herbs with their drinking water, and honestly they have somehow dropped in their production, but because of the fleas. I've been talking about fleas, and I remember someone last time told me, Alinga, all the time you tell us about fleas, and was trying to give me an option of some chemical to use. But I've already finished dusting the birds, and I'm in the journey of at least making them come back to their 10 trays of eggs. So I will be sharing with you every step that I am doing, and I'm going to take you inside the farm and tell you the herbs I'm giving them, and we also collect some eggs as farmers, and then we shall call it a day. See you right inside the farm. So guys, currently I'm giving my birds, there is here turmeric, there is ginger, and there is garlic, and I'm going to give them at least for 5 consecutive days. Okay, but I've dusted the birds, and they no longer have fleas. They are now very okay. They are even now feeding well, because it's still morning, but you can see some feeders are now almost empty. I have this chicken that lays here every day. So you can see all the drinkers are having these herbs. Guys, they can see my chicken house, how these birds have really scratched the house. That is why in the new farm, we are going to put concrete down to avoid this. Can see the chicken house, so scratched. Even if I put a lot of coffee husk, you realize that they still scratched down. So it is better to always put the concrete down. I haven't yet put coffee husk down. Someone might ask me that. I can see the floor is bare without anything. I have not yet put the coffee husk or the wood shavings because when I made the orders, first of all, the prices were too high, and then secondly, it was also not available. So that is why up to now, actually it is coming now to 2 weeks. I haven't yet added here the coffee husk since I removed them. So let us see our production. The birds are still actively laying. We are still very early, so you can see the birds are actively laying now. This is all the beauty of these herbal remedies and doing the right thing as it is recommended. So please, if we really want our birds to perform and bring more birds, we have to do the right things. Personally, I was also very green about this project. That is why someone might say 7 years, but Alinga is still in 300 birds. Guys, poultry farming is not something that you just start today and succeed tomorrow. Especially if you're not what? This one I just put it now. Don't ask why is it very that I've just put it. Okay? So with poultry farming, you have to always be available and you have to first learn it very well for you to succeed. But also, there are some people who will start like this and succeed so long as you follow what Alinga is telling you. Okay? Me, when I started, first of all, I didn't have a smartphone. So I was not even watching videos on YouTube. And I think that time there were not so many YouTube channels teaching people about poultry farming. Okay? Actually, that is also one reason why I also started to teach people, because I had gone through a lot and I don't want you also to go through the same things. Winnie, be mine. Guys, nowadays these birds are very stubborn. They have grown old. So if you leave eggs here for long, you realize they start pecking on it. And I cannot debeak them now. I fear it might affect their laying. But honestly, these birds have done to their best. We are now, I think, at over 60 weeks. 60 weeks. Either 60 or 60 something weeks of laying now. I need to sit down and again calculate, like see in the records. Need to go and see in the records again. But the birds have really done wonders. eggs are full, eh? Full laying eggs. Let me see here. What is here? Put these ones here. They're running away. Let's collect here. And the eggs are big, eh? There is done. Here we collected some, but I'm sure some is still remaining here. See also here what is there. Put this one here. Here you can see I'm getting some damages, but because you can see the coffee husk I think there is a hole where coffee husks are pouring from here. So you realize if you don't put enough bedding inside those laying boxes, you'll end up losing eggs. So that is the challenge I'm finding here. Actually, every day I'm getting damages here because there is not enough coffee husk here. But I want to add it by today. I have to add it. But also our laying boxes now have issues. So inside those laying boxes should actually have enough beddings to avoid these damages, because when these birds get full here, you realize you can get so many, and they like piling here a lot. So for today, that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for loving me. But if you're still new, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video. Comment in the comment section down below. And I will be so grateful. See you next time. I love you all. Bye-bye.